That.
Alright, you fuckers, welcome back to the Hymns Thoughts podcast. Me and Cody again. This is actually right after we recorded the Friday podcast, so yeah. But we got a couple interesting topics we're going to touch on today. And it's mainly revolving around aliens, extraterrestrials, whatever, you want to call it. And yeah, I'll let Cody get started on that. We was actually in the middle of talking about trees and how trees and plants are living. Even though, we don't really look at it like that. So I'll let you pick up with that, Cody.
Well, I think we could probably say that a little bit better, but we'll touch up
Yeah,
on
probably.
that. But so what are we talking about? What are we talking about first? Are we going to talk about the aliens, and then we'll go back to the plants?
Or do you want to talk about the plants and then go to aliens? I'll leave it up to you, dog.
I think I'll do aliens first because that's kind of what led into the plants. I'm not saying plants are aliens either. Just wait for it. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. But well, actually, there is plants on other planets, other like trees. So technically, I guess you could say they. Anyway,
They're alien life.
Those ones are aliens. But anyway, so like we was talking about how like. A lot of researchers that are looking for extraterrestrial life, they'll try to find planets that are similar to Earth and similar to Earth's environment. Like a lot of planets that, the atmosphere is mostly oxygen, was fit for human life. But the problem with that is, why does an extraterrestrial life form have to just breathe in oxygen? What if?
Like I would argue
like
they probably don't.
Like what if they breathe? What if they breathe like carbon dioxide or something, right? Okay. Or like who knows what they actually take in, right? What if they breathe helium? Okay, helium gas.
They could breathe fucking anything. I would highly doubt it's oxygen.
Like yeah, like they could breathe any kind of anything, right? Like. And here's the thing, and people, will say, well, no, it's more likely that they do breathe O2 or it's, this or it's that. But here's the thing, though. We're applying our human science to extraterrestrials that are non-human. You can't do that. That's like trying to fix up, that's like you going to the doctor and them giving you flea pill. I mean, that's what that is. That's like you going to the doctor for a broken bone, and they treat you like you're a horse with a broken leg or something.
It's like going to the doctor with fucking erectile dysfunction and then fucking cutting off your leg.
Why'd you say, Dad?
Trying to fix a Ford with Chevrolet parts.
Yeah, Dad said it's like trying to fix a Ford with Chevrolet parts. I mean,
it's like going to the doctor for fucking ED, dog, and they fucking cut off your leg. Just fucking don't make no sense. Because they're extraterrestrial life, which means they're not fucking human, bro. So why the fuck would they do what humans do? Just don't make no sense, bro.
Why
people have like these fucking people have these theories about these UFOs landing and aliens walking out and they're all fucking bare-assed and fucking schlongs hanging off. I would almost bet my life if a fucking UFO landed right now, right in front of me, right, and a fucking alien walked out, I would almost bet that he'd fucking have some sort of fucking suit on. I don't think he'd be over here the fucking oxygen, dog. I don't think he would.
Well, this is some nice air. It's like that's what I'm saying. I don't think that would happen. I don't think that they would necessarily breathe the same, like have the same environment we would have. And again, like I said, we're over here we're applying human science to try to find planets with extraterrestrial life on it. Like can't do that. Because like I said, who's to say that they even breathe in anything that we do, right? And who's to say that? Okay, what if these planets that they have found, right? Let's say they do breathe in O2, and these planets, and they're just like, well, it looks like there's no, extraterrestrial life there, and no alien life. What if they don't live on the surface? What if they live underground? What if they don't even? What if they live in the ocean? What if they got cities built in the ocean, in their oceans or something? Who knows, right?
Which is a fucking fantastic point what you just said, dog. Because I actually wanted to touch on something. Have you ever looked up a fucking picture of a fucking squid, bro?
Yeah, honestly.
Look up a picture of a fucking squid.
And squid.
Listen, if you fucking are looking at a fucking squid, and you telling me that fucker ain't no fucking alien, bro, I think you fucking lying to yourself. The aliens have been here all along, and like you was just saying, bro, fucking underwater, dog. Look at a fucking squid and fucking tell me that motherfucker's not no alien. I mean, the fucker's got one eye, he's got a big pointed fucking head, fucking a million arms. I mean, it's crazy. And then you have all these theories out here about the hollow earth theory and aliens are
you
living
said octopus,
underground.
right, Dad? You said right. So Dad was telling me that researchers and these scientists have done, studies on, obviously everything that's on Earth that is known, they've done studies over it. Well, apparently, every creature on Earth has a link somehow with one another. We all have something in common. A human, a rat, a mouse, a bear, something. Well, there's something common between all animals, right? Except an octopus. And they claim that an octopus should not be on Earth. They should not be here, apparently. So, like,
I mean, look at them, bro.
Like,
they don't look like anything that you should
like,
fucking find here.
Here's the thing. An octopus can literally camouflage itself, cloak itself to its environment. They can go invisible.
Those
That's
fuckers
wild.
are the aliens.
Yeah, I think the octopus is the most intelligent creature in the sea, and then a dolphin.
Yeah, that's true. An octopus is the most intelligent creature in the sea, than the dolphin is. But yeah, I mean like octopus have insane intelligence, and apparently, according to certain sources, they shouldn't really be on Earth. I mean, that's
exactly, they shouldn't fucking be
I mean,
here.
it's just crazy.
And that's fucking
But
wild.
here's the thing, right? Like, that almost makes me wonder, like, okay, because like I was saying before, like maybe aliens might, I 100% believe extraterrestrial life exists. Have they been to Earth?
Like you made a fantastic
I don't
point.
know.
He was like,
but then again, what if like back when we were a primitive species? What if they came here? They had a cargo ship or a cargo hold. Oh fuck! It fell off the fucking ship, guys. Well, there's people down there. They don't know about us yet. We don't really want to fucking freak them out because what if they wasn't, shit eaters? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they were actually a peaceful race, travelers that didn't want to harm people, that just wanted to explore, and they was, oh fuck guys, we just dropped that cargo hold off. It like fell off the ship. Maybe, who knows what was going on? Somehow it got dropped off. Guess what was in that cargo hold? Octopus. So maybe they're not necessarily an alien race, like an intelligent alien race.
They're from an alien planet.
But they're from an alien world. What if that's possible, right? Like, what if that's how it went about?
I think it's fucking possible.
Because like I look at all these other animals, I'm like, that looks earthly. A bear
like
looks
a bear,
earthly.
a fucking dolphin,
Cats,
a lion,
dogs, sharks, all that shit. Yeah, that looks earthly. That looks like it should actually be here. But you look at a goddamn octopus, and it's just like, bruh, where the fuck did you come from? It's like, what are you? Who are you people?
I mean, okay.
That's how it feels, right?
You think about like a typical alien, right? You think they're gray, got a big head, whatever, right? You look at a fucking octopus, dog. There's the big fucking head. Bro, it doesn't look like it should fucking be here, bro. And neither does
here's the thing,
squid.
right? I don't know if I would. I think that here's the thing, right? The gray aliens, that's what those are called, like, right? The typical big, elongated head, big black eyes, gray skin, kind of short, like that's like like your typical alien. Like, see those? I don't know how I would say that those. I mean, I think it's possible that like those exist. I mean, and if anything about Roswell, if aliens have ever been to Earth and Roswell actually happened, right? Then yeah, they're a thing. But like, I think there's different. Like I said, I think there's
different races.
I can't even speak. Hundreds, if not thousands, of different extraterrestrial, intelligent species, and I think they look very drastically different from one another. I think some of them look very similar to one another, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I think there's extraterrestrial races out there, intelligent life out there that looks maybe similar to humans, but maybe have blue skin or green skin or purple skin, or like Snow White skin, maybe maybe they got like I don't know, purple eyes or something, or maybe their nose is a little shaped differently, and their head might be like who knows what they look like, humanoid, like they kind of look like humans, but you can obviously
You can
tell
obviously
they're
tell, like if you were to look at
extraterrestrial.
one and look at a human, you're like, oh, that motherfucker right there is he's a little different. So
Like,
they
well,
dip into
like
the
they're
special sauce.
humanoid, and they share certain traits to a human, but they're obviously, you don't even have to really look at them, just glance at them, and you can tell, yeah, that's not a human. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff. Like, I think there's races like that, but also like, hey, the Greys, hey, very well possible. I mean, like I was saying earlier before we even started the podcast, it's very possible that there's an intelligent extraterrestrial race out there that is a gas form. Because, like I said, we're applying human science to find extraterrestrial life.
Which makes no sense.
When in fact, well, here, I mean, it doesn't make any sense when you actually sit there and say it, but at the same time, it's like, well, what else would we apply? I mean, like, well, yeah, I mean, we should do all, areas. Like, I mean, I'm sure we are too, but that's the thing, right? I'm sure that we're applying all forms of science, any kind of science we can think of, to try to prove extraterrestrial life does exist. But like I was saying earlier, it's like there's, like I said earlier, like the thing I read, that there's more, either it's more stars or there's more solar systems in the universe than there are grains of sand on Earth.
Is it more planets or more galaxies?
I can't remember what it was, but like the fact is, well, yeah, there's a lot, and the universe is infinite, right? So it's like, what if Earth and humanity is way the fuck way over there, and then the extraterrestrials, like other alien species, are maybe way the fuck out there. What if we're just in our own little corner of the galaxy, or the universe? We're just in our own little corner of the fucking universe, and there's not much around us. We're a backwater little fucking planet, is what we are. So it's like nobody knows about us. Either that, like none of them know of us, or they have came to Earth before, seen it in their primitive state, and said, you know what? We ain't gonna fuck with this place. Or
Like
another
incest
theory?
people lives in the back of the hall, or dog shoes don't go around. That's what
But
like.
It's like another theory, right? Like when Earth was scorched, when it was a big ball of fucking just molten rock, right? What if they came to Earth then? It's like, well, there's obviously no fucking life there, because that planet is fucking hot as fuck. So obviously, nothing can live there. So it's not even no importance. It looks pretty cool. Let's move on. So nothing like maybe that's one reason. Maybe there is thousands of extraterrestrial races, but only one's passed by our planet, and at the time they passed by the planet, it was in a fiery state. So you know what I'm saying? It's like anything could be possible about why we've not found extraterrestrial life. However, extraterrestrial life 100% does exist. I mean, there's no way in fucking shit that they don't. There's no way that we're out here all by our lonesome.
Another thing I was saying before we started the podcast was like, if they're extraterrestrials right there and they're developed enough to like where they can fucking use spaceships to fly wherever the fuck they want to, right? Then it's untelling how many species they've came across, and maybe like them seeing us wouldn't be as vital or as important as us seeing them. It'd be like them seeing us would be like when you're driving down the fucking road and you look out the window and you see a dog, you're like, oh, there's another dog, and you just keep going. And you don't even think about it. You just keep going. Don't look back, nothing. Like, I feel like that could be how it is with extraterrestrial life with us. Is like, they've seen all these different species, right? And then they just come by Earth, they see another one, and like, oh, whatever. And they just keep going. As for like, if it were, we see them, we're like, oh my God! And it just, we're wagging our tails and shit. But like, they see us, they're like, it's like us saying there's another dog on the side of the road and just keep going. But, us seeing them would be fucking completely different. But I feel like if they're developed to the point where they can, like, fly spaceships anywhere in the fucking universe that they want to, then them seeing us, I don't feel like would be a big deal. It wouldn't be as big a deal to them as it would be to us.
Well, I mean, what kind of dog is it now? Because if it's like a pit bull and it's friendly, I mean,
Like,
I
you
take
just
that
driving
dog
down the
up,
road,
you
there's
know
just some
what I'm
fucking, there's just some,
saying? Yeah. I mean, I
you
get
know,
what you're saying.
no offense by what I'm about to say, but you just driving down the
You
fucking
know,
road,
if it's a
like you're on the
friendly, but
interstate.
listen,
You're on the interstate, there's a fucking mutt outside the window, dog. You know, you're just like, what the fuck? I don't even know what the fuck that is, and you just keep going. Like you don't even think twice about it. I feel like that's how it is. Like it could be
or
a
it's like you're
fucking
driving
Shih
by,
Tzu
like
mixed
you
with a
like maybe
fucking
like in
golden
your
lab, dog. I mean, who
neighborhood or
knows?
something, and there's just like the neighbor's dogs are running in the yard, and you're just like,
Like this motherfucker's obviously been neglected. I don't even care about it, and you just keep going. You know, it's like that's not my problem.
damn,
And you just
damn.
keep going. I feel like that's what it would be like if aliens passed by Earth. Because if they're that developed, bro, there's no shot they haven't seen fucking just countless fucking different species all throughout the entire fucking universe. So them seeing us, I feel like it's just like if you look out the fucking window and you see a dog, and just keep going. I feel like that's how it is. Because I mean, bro, if you've seen like okay, say you've seen millions of different species, and then you just fly and you see you see another one, you're just gonna be like, man, I just fuck it, and you just keep going, bro. Like I highly doubt they're fucking contacting every species.
Here's
see,
another possibility, right? Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, here's another possibility, right? Like, let's just say for a second that they have passed by us and they have been in our solar system, and maybe our transmissions couldn't pick them up. Maybe our technology couldn't pick them up. Maybe they're using some kind of cloak technology. It's unfucking telling, right? Either way, they came. They went by us. They seen us. We didn't see them. And the reason why they didn't make contact, the reason why they didn't fucking invade or some other shit is, like I said, like what if they're just a peaceful race? Like
that's what
or
I
what
don't
if they
understand
have
about all
a
these
government?
movies and shit, bro. Why do all these movies have?
What if
why
they
are
have
they
a
always
government
bad?
that's similar to ours, right? Like,
why are they always evil?
well,
Like, what the fuck?
what if they have what if they have like a democracy, right? Like, what if they have a democratic government that maybe protects primitive species? Okay, and this might sound fucking crazy, right? And I might sound like a conspiracy theorist. What if there's alien races that protect primitive species solely for the purpose because
kind of like PETA.
Hey, they're people, like, right? They're an intelligent life. We're an intelligent life, but they're just more technically logically advanced than we are. So it's like they're like, hey, listen, they're still people, right? That they're people, same as we are.
They're organisms.
They just ain't got and they ain't got the means to defend themselves against other bad motherfuckers in the universe. So
it's
we
like,
have
like when your
like
little
a
brother's
law
getting bullied
within our
at school
society that we protect. Right, like they have laws in their society that protect primitive species. So what if that's why we've never seen extraterrestrials, because this one extraterrestrial entity is hiding itself from us because it doesn't want us to freak the fuck out and panic over it. But they're at the same time they're protecting us
because it's untelling how many other fucking different species have found them
societies
and then fucking
out there.
freak the fuck out and then cause more harm to themselves. It's untelling how many other fucking species have seen them and like freak themselves out.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they have those policies
that.
in the first place, right? Because they made first contact, and then this primitive species started fucking killing their people, so they had to just fucking leave or something.
Just wipe them out.
Because they just, well, I mean, I doubt they would wipe them out. They would probably just fucking leave, and then at that point forward, because if it's a species like I'm talking about,
bro.
They would probably just make policies to where they would hide themselves from primitive species, but protect them from harmful, entities or empires or nations within the universe. So maybe it's like I said, we're being shielded because we have a benevolent, fucking ancient extraterrestrial, nation, empire, state, whatever, guarding us, protecting us. They're protecting us from them and the things that's terrible in the universe, like bad empires, ruthless empires that want to conquer everything. Maybe they're protecting us from everything in between, right? That's possible. Maybe that's why we've never found them, right?
100%.
So it's like, who's the fuck to say, really? I mean, point is, though, it's like extraterrestrials 100% exist. I mean, and here's the thing, right? I'm religious. I'm very religious. But I still believe in extraterrestrial life. I mean,
I feel like believing in extraterrestrial life shouldn't go against religion. I mean, because, we're all created by,
right.
No matter what, religion you believe in, we're all created by Creator. And extraterrestrials are created by creators too. You know, by the same creator. So
Yeah.
and like you was saying earlier, you was like before we started the podcast, you was like, there's more planets than there are grains of sand in the ocean. So, brother, listen, there's no fucking way.
Not in the ocean. Not in the ocean
or
on Earth.
You
Not
go
in the
to
ocean on Earth.
But like, bro, listen, there's no fucking way that the universe is infinite. There's no way the universe is fucking infinite, and we're the only fucks here. There's just no fucking way, bro. That's just not possible. I will refuse to believe that. The universe is fucking infinite, never ends, and we're the only fucks here? No. No fucking shot.
I still don't find that saying.
I will refuse to believe that until the day that I fucking die. If the universe is fucking that big, big ain't even the word for it. It's fucking infinite, bro. It never ends. There's no start. There's no end.
Listen, this is what I was.
No way.
This is what I was quoting about the grains of sands and planets. This is what I was quoting. Because it's worth repeating, this is what it says. Because it's worth repeating, there are estimated to be more Earth-like planets in the universe than grains of sand on the Earth.
Exactly. And you mean to tell me we're the only ones here?
That is just Earth-like planets. Once again, like I was saying, what if these extraterrestrial life does not live on an Earth-like planet? What if they don't live on an Earth-like planet? And that was just talking about Earth-like planets. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's you would be stupid. I'm just going to say it. You would be clinically and critically, unintelligently stupid to believe extraterrestrial life does not exist.
Like, it's just fucking. The universe is infinite, but we're the only ones here. There's no fucking way. No way.
And you know what keeps me up at night? And I swear to the gods, it really does.
Let's hear it.
It keeps me up. The fact that there's probably intergalactic fucking wars going on right now,
and we don't know nothing about it.
And we're over here on a video
Bitching
game console talking about extraterrestrials. Exactly. There's intergalactic fucking wars going on, and we have humans bitching about Bud Light. What the fuck? Grow a pair of goddamn.
No wonder the
gonads
motherfuckers haven't contacted us, dog. I mean, fuck me, bro. Would you? I don't think I would. It's like when you go to this fucking. It's like when you go to your friend's house and they're fucking one annoying ass little cousins there. I don't want to be around that fuck. Yeah. And I imagine they don't want to be around us neither. Fuck me, bro.
Like for real, there's intergalactic wars going on, and people on this planet's bitching about a goddamn alcoholic beverage. Like, bro. Grow the fuck up. Like, come on. I mean, damn.
It's like there's intergalactic wars going on, right? You know, from like a planet versus this other planet, right? You got us over here fighting each other. And it's like, what the fuck are they doing?
No, I'm not even talking about a planet fighting another planet. I'm talking about fucking galaxies fighting another galaxy, or fucking a few solar systems fighting other solar systems. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's like they come to fucking they come to acquire our help. They come to fucking acquire our help, dog, and they just see us killing each other like, man, what the fuck? And they just turn around. We don't need their help. They're fucking killing each other.
That's the other thing, yeah. We're over here killing each other, and they're over here like, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, in order for humanity to actually prosper and actually, you know, be around for billions of years, we have to have planetary unification. I've said that for a long time. We have to unite the planet as one global power, one voice, one, you know, body, and one, you know, just entire place where all, you know, good life can be free and happy and, you know, prosper. You know, just big old awesomeness, right? You know, and that's really the only way. But, you know, there's some religions, I ain't going to list out anybody specifically, that claim if planetary unification happened, that's the first signs of the end of the world and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I feel like that, you know, I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm just going to say this much. And even though the religion I'm talking about, you know, that's not my religion, so maybe I ain't got the right to speak on it. But I feel like there's parts of that religion that I'm talking about that was created by humans, because we are greedy fucking monsters, right? Like, we are a monstrosity. Okay? I've always said this, out of all the monsters in the fucking
Keep talking. My dad's
universe,
calling me, bro.
humans are the worst ones, and we are. But at the same time, we can be the best kind of people, you know? And that's the thing, you know, like we could be whatever we choose to be, and there's been so many throughout history that has chose wrong. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's parts of that religion, and probably other religions too, that parts of it was specifically created by humans, not a god. That we took it into our own hands to make up things that was not true, that was not intended for it, because we are greedy monsters. We are fucking deceitful. We're conniving. I mean, like, you know, and then those are the kinds of people that cause that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whole thing's kind of, you know, like it is
The
fucked,
scum
and
of
it's
the
like
universe, pretty much.
it does put a damper on things, right? Like on a lot of things, and I believe that was one of them, right? That was wrote in there, and I'm sure you know what religion I'm meaning here. I just don't want to out it, okay? But thing is, when you think of it that way, and think, okay, somebody probably some human made that up to be monstrous, to be deceitful, and it would make sense. If we can never unify the planet, then whoever wants to really control the world can. You know, you pull the right strings and know what the fuck you're doing, know the right connections. You know, if you keep the world divided, you can have your whatever agenda, right? If you keep the
That's
world
facts.
divided, you got people in each individual country worrying about their country, their land, and they're not worried about, like, okay, like for example, you know, the Japanese are not worried about what the Americans are doing. You know, the Russians aren't worried about, you know, what the fucking, I don't know,
The French are doing whatever.
Venezuelans are doing, right? You know, and it's because, like I said, you know, we're all each you know, each secular nations, and it's like we worry about our country and ourselves and blah blah. Could you imagine if all the citizens of the world thought as one voice and looked at each other as,
And my dad's
you know,
calling, bro. Keep talking.
like if everyone in the world looked at each other as, you know, as we're all citizens of this planet. This is all everyone here. You know, it's everyone's home. You know, and like they was all pushing. You know, the people were pushing a single voice or whatever agenda, whatever. It would be harder for multiple people, I guess you could say, multiple governments to rule like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it makes sense. You know, if they want to keep control of things, because if we all united as one big global power as like a people, you know, we would have to have a just, fair government controlling the planet. Because if not, could you imagine all the world's population overthrowing the fucking global government? That would be easy, right? Easy. So it's like, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it does make sense for that part of that religion I'm talking about to have been made by humans, made up by humans. I mean, it just does make sense if you really sit and think about it. So like, that's one reason why people are afraid, you know, of a unified planet, because a lot of them that practice that religion believe that, and you know, hopefully one day people will understand, you know, and really think how I'm saying here, you know, because like I said, planetary unification is the only way our species as a whole is going to continue. I mean, that's just it. And not only that though, like, and here's the thing: if people's not worried about our species continuing, then everybody on this fucking planet needs to just stop having kids. Straight up. If you don't care about whether our species continues or not, you just don't have children. Nobody else needs to have children. That way we can just extinct ourselves, and it'll be that, right? So I mean, That's the only options: planetary unification or go extinct. And if you don't care about planetary unification, then might as well just stop having kids. That way we can go extinct sooner. I mean, honestly. But on the other things here, like I said, I am religious too. Anybody that doesn't know, I'm Norse pagan. So I worship. There's many gods and goddesses in my religion. But like I said, even though I'm Norse pagan, I still believe extraterrestrial life is very, very possible. And not just possible, I believe extraterrestrial life does exist, even though I'm Norse pagan. So it's like, I mean, because here's the thing, it just makes sense for it to, and I know that both my religion, my gods and goddesses, I know they exist just as much as I do, just as much as I know extraterrestrial life exists. I mean, I put it that way. I'm not saying, and here I'm gonna say this much about this. I'm not saying that I believe what I'm about to say here. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm not saying that it's 100% a thing. But I like talking about possibilities, and anything can be possible. What if all gods and goddesses of any religion, what if they're like intelligent energy forces, within the universe? Maybe they exist throughout the universe, around the universe, in the, what I'm saying, like intertwined, like fucking veins, or like roots. And it's like, what if that's a thing, right? Like, what if these, and maybe they can manifest themselves into this being or that creature or this or that. You know, what if, I guess what I'm saying is, religion and science can go hand in hand. You can believe, you can have both if you just sit and think about it, truly. And, I said, but, like I said, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying it's a possibility. What if? It's a what if question. What if all gods and goddesses of every religion exist because each one is an intelligent energy force that lives, maybe it lives in a whole other dimension than ours. They claim other dimensions is very possible. And depending on who you talk to, they claim it's very likely. So who's to say that, gods and goddesses and all these things, they are gods and they are goddesses, but they can be explained through science. They're an intelligent life form, right? Sentient life form, but they're an energy. And here's the thing, right? They talk about souls, our soul. Our soul is just our energy. And when they talk about energy, it can't be created nor destroyed, but transferred.
God
So
damn.
when we die, whatever.
Not to cut you off, dog. Fuck, I laugh when he's talking about aliens. I come back and you're like, energy can't be created or destroyed.
If you want me to back up and fill you in,
No,
I
you just keep
can, or
going.
you can.
I'll pick up as we go.
All right. So like, energy can't be created nor destroyed. So who's to say when we die, our energy or our souls go back, to them, right? And just to, like, as a quick summary, I was saying, I'm religious, I'm a Norse pagan, and so me being Norse, since I'm Norse pagan, I pray to, many of the Norse gods and goddesses, and all that stuff. So it's like, but even though I am a Norse pagan, I'm religious, I also believe in extraterrestrial life, I 100% believe in both of them. And it's like, what if, right?
Bro.
All gods and goddesses of every religion exist because each one is an intelligent energy force, right? That lives, maybe they live throughout our galaxy, within our galaxy, like roots do. Like they live within our galaxy as if they are, or our universe as if they are our universe. And you know what I'm saying? Or what if, for example, what if they live in other dimensions altogether? because they claim other dimensions are very likely, very possible, and depending on who you talk to, they do exist. Other dimensions do. So it's like, what if they live in other dimensions, and that's why, hey, that's why we can't, that's why we've not, seen them in a long
Maybe it's on a
time.
different plane of existence.
That's what I'm saying. And like when we die, right? Like they say, like that's where you came back at. Our soul, right? Our soul is our energy, and it can't be created or destroyed, only transferred. So what if when we die, our energy or our soul is getting transferred back into them, right? Of whatever pantheon we practice, like whatever pantheon we follow, whatever religion we practice, it goes back to that energy force. And when we're back into them, maybe like maybe within themselves is their realms of the afterlife, whether it's a good one or a bad one or whatever. However you lived, if you was true to your ways, to the way of things or whatever, you went to the good or the bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, what if that's how it goes?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because then if that's the case, religion and science have to go hand in hand. They don't just can go hand in hand. They have to at that point, right? So it's like, I always thought, I think about that a lot. I think it's a very interesting topic, and to me it makes plenty of sense. I mean, if you really think about it like that.
100%. I would actually like to get your input on something, right?
But what I was saying, I was saying that I'm not necessarily saying that that's the case, that all gods and goddesses are just intelligent energy forces. I'm not saying 100% that's what they are. I'm saying that anything's possible, and that's a possibility.
100%. I'd actually like to get your input on something, though, now that we're on this subject of energy not being created or destroyed. Do you think that reincarnation is a possibility of when we die? Like we just go into something else? Like another like a fetus or something, you know what I mean?
Well, see, the way, from what I understand, the way reincarnation works is when you die, it's not like you just automatically get reincarnated. When you die, your soul goes through stages, cycles, right?
Right.
I think it's like there's one of them that's like, like there's, I think there, one of them, I think there's like 9 hells you go through if you was a terrible person in life. You go through like 9 hells, then you're reincarnated into something like fucking terrible.
A fucking cockroach.
Or lesser than human. And it's like if you lived a good life and you was a good person, it's like, you go through like, so I think you go through like a heaven or like a good afterlife, whatever stage, and then you get reincarnated back into a human being. It's something of the sort,
Okay, my one question for you is, right, okay, say you die, right?
But do I believe that? I mean, I don't know if I believe in reincarnation. Again,
I've seen some pretty convincing
possible.
stories.
I suppose it's a possibility.
I've seen some interesting stories. It's pretty convincing stories that have been validated, by families of people who have passed. And then you got a random ass kid from fucking halfway across the world that's claiming that they were that person, and then that kid tells that family stories that nobody should know. Like this person ain't a famous person or whatever, but this kid tells that family stories of just some like average Joe, and it lines up 100% with everything, bro. I don't think that's a fucking coincidence, I don't think that's crazy. But okay, my one question for you is, and this is I guess kind of really off topic from what we have been talking about. Say you die, right? You go through the stages, if that's how it works or whatever. If you come back as a girl, what's the first thing you do? Would you be happier? I don't know. I don't get it. Would you be content with being a girl if you were to die and be reincarnated into a female?
Well, the thing about that
would you
question
live?
is,
Would you live that life with like the same happiness that you live this life with?
Well, see, I was going to say, like with who I am right now, I couldn't confidently say anything about that because I'm a man. I feel like a man.
Facts.
I mean, that's all I can say about that. I'm a guy. I feel like a guy, so it's like
This ain't on
I
no
can't really.
trans shit. I'm just saying, like, motherfucker, if you were to die, right, and you
I mean,
just so
I
happen
know
to be
what you're saying,
reincarnated
but
into a female,
I know what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying. That I can't answer that question because I'm a
you
man.
just
So
don't,
it's like
don't know.
I feel I feel comfortable being a man because that's what I am. I'm a
I
man.
feel
So it's
like
like I can't say that comfortably. Well,
I
I
feel
could not
like
say that indefinitely, and I
at
don't
some
really think you
point,
could either.
I feel like
In
at
a
some
sense.
point in that next life where you were a female, right, you would, I guess, learn to accept it, and then you'd adapt to the situation. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's the thing though. Like that's the thing though, right? Like most of the time, like if reincarnation is real, most of the time people don't remember their past self. That's why I was saying I couldn't actually confidently say
Oh, you don't
would I
even
be
know.
okay with that or not
That'd
because
be
like that's the
fucked.
thing. Like I don't know.
Like, bro,
Like
at least let me
because
remember
if
my
I
YouTube passwords. You know what I mean?
but that's what I'm saying though. Like right, like I
Yeah,
don't
that'd be
know
fucked,
because
bro.
like if everything's supposed to get wiped, so it's like I would never know if I did die. Let's say reincarnation's real. I died, came back as a female. I would never know that I was a male in my past
Okay,
life. So
so
it's
here's
I
here's
would
another
you know what I'm
question for
saying.
you that leads
So
into that.
whatever would happen and however I would feel would be going on in that new life.
Okay, here's another thing. All right, would you rather be reincarnated? You reincarnated into a female. Would you rather have your past memories as a male? Would you rather keep those, or would you rather just fucking clean slate?
I would probably like if I was okay. So if I okay, so yeah, I know what you're saying. I would probably want to do clean slate.
You wouldn't want to be like, "Fuck, I was a man fucking 15 minutes ago."
Well, probably not because the feelings you'd have would be conflicting with each other. It's like obviously okay, if I had all that past, if I had all that stuff going on, right?
You'd be like, "Fuck, bro, I'm alive." That's what you'd be
I
like.
mean, right, and that's what it would be like. It'd be like, man, it's like because we get used to our bodies and who we are. I mean, who we are is who we are. I mean, that's how it is, right? Like we can't help who we are. We are who we are. I mean, that's why I can say that.
Facts.
So it's like that would be like you. That okay? So here's the thing. I'll say this to I guess you could say um, correlate with this conversation. Let's say you could transfer your soul into another body. Would you want to transfer your soul into a body that was nothing like your old self, or would you want your soul to be transported into a clone of yourself right now?
I'd have to say somebody that's not even like me. Because I mean, I've spent 21 years in this. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I want to experience something else. But it depends on whether or not I can be transferred back into my body. Or you talking about
Well,
when I
see,
die, they're like, okay, your
'cause
soul
I
here, put it
guess
there. Is that what you
no,
mean?
I'm talking about like I'm talking about like, would you want to be in your body or would you want to be in someone else's?
I don't know, bro.
Like
It depends on what day it
if
is.
they could see for me, it's not that way. Like like yeah, I'm working out and shit and getting in shape. I think
Yeah,
I'm doing all right,
give me 6
and
months,
looking
dog. Then
okay
yeah,
a
I'll
little
answer
bit.
this question with
But it's
my
like,
body. But right now, it's like, I don't know,
even
bro.
though like I'm not at the right now I'm not even I'm not at my peak, like I would like. Even though I still wouldn't want to be in a different body, right? Like if we could transport our souls out of our bodies and put them in other bodies,
Yeah, what if like
like
you get
downloading your
transported into like
consciousness
this
and putting in
Jack
another.
motherfucker,
You
dog? I
know,
mean, fucking like Bradley
I wouldn't
Martin
want
top
to be
motherfucker.
put. If that happened, I would want to be put in a clone of myself. You know what I'm
In a
saying?
clone
Like
of
because
yourself.
it would still be me. You know what I'm saying? It would still be me. You know what I'm saying? If my soul was transported into a clone of myself, it would still be me. Versus if my soul got transported into someone that looks nothing like me, I don't think that would actually, in a
What if it's like
sense,
some big Jack motherfucker
would it
like
still
Brock
be me?
Lesnar or something?
Even then, like it still wouldn't be. I don't know if I could look at myself and say that, yeah, that's me. That's 100%. You know what I'm saying?
But what if like you were like you just fucking like got drunk one night, right? And you woke up, you're on some fucking table, and this motherfucker just reaches in, rips your soul out, and just puts it into another fucking body, non-consensual, then what you gonna do?
I mean, at that point, I kind of wouldn't have a choice. But like, what I'm saying is, I think it's it's preference based. For me personally, I wouldn't want to be in a different body. I mean, I like my body. If I would have to be in a different body, make it be a clone of my body. I mean, I think it's just a preference.
Yeah,
Like,
I get what
some
you mean.
people, hey, it,
About 20 years younger. No, I was about 20 years. No, no.
but I mean, like, but a clone of your 23, whatever, like of yourself though.
No, give me 21 again so I can make
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you would want even you would want to be in your body, just a younger version of your body. But it's right. See, I'm not okay. Like me personally. Okay, well, I guess what I'm saying is this: I wouldn't want my soul to be took out of my body, and even though I respect the man and think he's just an awesome dude, he's the reason I got to the UFC. I know you know where this is going. But I wouldn't want my soul to be transported into a clone of Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a clone of fucking.
I'm not talking about like a clone of anybody else. I'm talking about like
anyone else, right?
You see, I'm not talking about like a clone of like say Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar, whatever. I'm talking about like they take your soul out, right, and they put it into like this fucking fresh new. This motherfucker doesn't exist. This completely new body, and like. You know what I mean? Like, not like a clone of anybody. Like, not like you're getting transported into Conor McGregor's office. Ain't Freaky Friday, you know what I mean? But, like, they just put it like in this fucking just
know
new
what you're
motherfucker.
saying, but...
Like, fresh out the fucking oven.
I still wouldn't. Like, I know what you was meaning, but I still wouldn't. I would just make an example. Even if it was just a new body that, somebody that didn't exist until then... New body, I still wouldn't. Because to me, my body is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a preference. I think it's preference based. My body is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you mean.
But I mean, I guess you could say like our souls and our consciousness and all that is really who we are. But you know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay, so if okay,
my
say
soul, my body,
real,
how
right?
I look is all who I am.
Say your reincarnation's real, right? And you like you were saying, like the slate gets wiped clean, right? You have no memory. But okay, so like your soul can't be your soul can't be destroyed, right? It's energy. It's definitely been created, but you get what I mean. What happens to your consciousness then? Because it's got to go somewhere.
Well, I think your consciousness and your soul are interlinked with each other.
Well, if that's the case, then your consciousness knows like everything has happened in this life. Would it not take that into the next one, and then like after?
Well, not exactly.
Here's what I think.
Not exactly. And I'll tell you why. Because your consciousness would get wiped too. It's the same consciousness, just wiped. Like take a phone for example. If I reset my phone to factory default, it's gonna wipe everything, right?
Right.
But it's still the same phone. You get what I'm saying?
Here's what I think, right? I feel like if reincarnation's real, and this is just my personal opinion. It's just one of my personal opinions about reincarnation. I feel like unless you were like fucking Elvis or like some fucking famous motherfucker, right? And you're like this big successful billionaire or whatever. I feel like even with like the memories of like your past life, if you fucking wake up and you're a new motherfucker, right? Which I mean, I get you'd have to go through like being able to learn how to walk, and then you'd have to develop everything all over again, and then memories and all. I feel like this average Joe out on the street, right? Like I feel like he wouldn't be that bothered by the fact that I'm not that man anymore. I'm whoever the hell I am now. Let's run with it. I feel like that's how it is. As compared to, like, if you were a billionaire, of course you'd be like, fuck, man, my money. If you're fucking some average Joe working a 9 to 5 at fucking Wendy's, and then you wake up and you're in this other, and like, you get consciousness back and you're in, this new life, and you're looking around, you're like, oh, fuck, here we are. I feel like that's how it could be.
Oh, like I said,
I'll get back to y'all on that in about 125 years, though.
I mean, like I said, I feel like it'd still be, preference based even then, because it's like, like I said, not everybody would be okay with being in a completely different body. If they had their memories, not everybody would be all right with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I'm talking
I
about if
think
you
it's preference
died though.
based,
You know,
personally.
like if you fucking died, and it's like, well, here's another body. Like not like, oh,
I
you
mean,
have the
I think
choice, but
even.
it's like, bro, you
I
just
mean,
fucking
I
got
know, but
shot in the
I
fucking
think even if
face,
you
and it's
died,
like, here's another body. That's
even
all I
if
can
you
tell
died,
you.
I still feel like you'd struggle with that. Even if you died, I feel like you'd struggle with that if you kept those
And there's a
memories and
theory
you
that that's why
remember how you
kids cry
looked.
so much when they're young. I mean, because by the time they're walking and talking around and they're developing this and integrating into this new life, and they're already five, what, 5, 6 years old. And I mean, if you can't sit on it that long, you know what I mean? Like if you're fucking still crying and going on about your old life after fucking 5 or 6 years, like I feel like you know what I mean. Like kids cry like a motherfucker when they're kids, right? And it could be that, bro, all the way up to like 4 or 5 years old when kids stop crying as much, and it's like it's been 4, 5, 6 years, and it's like here we are, let's run with it.
Well, they also claim that by the time they're like if reincarnation's real, they claim that by the time they're 2 or 3 years old, they've already forgot about everything because their memory has already been completely wiped
And
at
there's a
that
theory
point.
that that's what deja vu is, like when you're like, fuck, I've seen some shit like this before. Like, I think that's what deja vu is.
Yeah.
It's like it's just from your past life, which is crazy.
They also say that deja vu is like at one point before that deja vu episode, if you want to call it that, you had a dream or a vision about that and kind of just subconsciously put it in the back of your mind, forgot about it until you get the deja vu. It's like you're telling the future. It's like your brain was telling you what's going to happen.
And I've had some
That's
shit
what
like
I
that
kind
happen.
of believe.
I've had some shit
Because
like that happen.
I've had too many deja vu moments listen, I've had too many fucking dreams that
That's
I've
came
dreamt,
true, bro.
and then they fucking come true down to the fucking last molecule. It's like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes dreams tell the future. I mean, I believe it. Maybe it's just part of our anatomy or something. Part of our makeup. Maybe humans have some kind of
Because I mean,
ability
bro,
like that,
if our souls are
that's just
energy, like
untapped.
like yeah, we're in this fucking human form, this physical form, right? But if our souls are energy, bro, it's on such a fucking higher plane of just fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just I don't know if I'd call it celestial knowledge, but you get what I mean. It's just fucking so much higher than what
Well, I
we
mean, if
are.
you sit and think about it, our souls would have to be energy, right? I mean, they have to be
And like there's been like a study that after a
a
person dies, they're
form
like
of it
fucking
anyway.
what, like 2 grams lighter or some shit.
Yeah.
So that proves that souls exist. But I
Well,
think
they wouldn't say that though, right? They wouldn't say that that would prove the soul exists, but I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much. Because any living thing has energy.
bro,
I just think that our energy and maybe our energy and our consciousness is intertwined with one another. So like our soul and our consciousness have to be together. They cannot be apart.
it's facts.
Versus something like a tree, for example, that doesn't have a consciousness but it has energy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a fucking fantastic spot to wrap up the podcast. Coming up on an hour. I appreciate everybody for watching this. Make sure to click on OTDL, go sub to all of us. And make sure to subscribe to this channel. OTDL and this monk, you know what the fuck going on. And we'll see y'all in the next. We'll see y'all the next time we see y'all. Not in the next time we see y'all. We'll see y'all the next time that we see y'all.